Y'all, Shep is not hugging anybody. Austin is thirsty for love, and there's no foxes to be found at this fox hunt. This is Southern Charm on AfterBuzz.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, what does the fox say? What does the fox say? It says nothing, because there's not one. What's up, everybody? Well, you know, we kicked Maite out, so we're just going rogue. No, Maite is still in Brazil.
Living her best life,
with those beautiful men.
Jesus.
But we are going to soldier on through this amazing episode of Southern Charm. We're so happy to be here. I'm Matt Marr, and I have the wonderful Cristal McLaughlin here.
That's right, Cristal McLaughlin here. Can't wait to start the show.
And Susan Pickney.
Hi, glad to be back. We missed you. Miss you both.
Yes, I missed y'all last week. I'm so happy to have my girls. Where are my girls at? They here.
We're
they here.
We
they
here. We here.
Yes. And we got J-Lo in the bin. It's not the bin. In engineering. I just call it the bin.
She's on the block.
It's on the block, engineering. All right.
Also, let's not forget, we do have our special segments, the Not So Charming Moments, so make sure to pick yours along,
Yeah, we have Not So Charming Moments. We have our top three.
That's right. News.
We have our news. We have some really some hot tea news about some stuff going on in Shep, and y'all probably already know, but we've got a little bit more of hot tea of that as well. Right. And we also have you on the other side of this table. My friend Ali Kona says this a lot, but you are part of the show too. Right. And so if you leave a little comment on our YouTube, that's great. But even more, if you're here right now, just live chat us up.
Right.
We got CC Freak, we got Lily Sullivan. Y'all come at us. Bring it. Bring it. All right, let's jump into this. Ladies, Not So Charming. Let's do it.
All right. So in our segment for the Not So Charming Moment, you're going to go ahead and share what you thought was not so charming about a specific cast member.
Okay.
So who would like to start?
I'll start
with
Susan. the silent cast member, the music producer, who, oh my gosh, I love the music producer today. All of the music was perfect to tell us how to feel in those moments, but the best was when Ashley arrived at the fox hunt and the music was, playing, and she gets out of the car and goes, I was like, that was perfect.
That's pretty good.
That's hilarious.
My not so charming moment is, y'all, when you host a party and you have a costume change, don't look like a hobo, because that second, what was I know it's cold, Eliza, but you're hosting a party. I
thought the same. I have to agree.
Did I steal your not so charming?
No, but I literally thought it the whole time.
I mean, there's a lot of Elizas tonight.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, we're very excited. What was yours?
Even when we saw the introductory, I'm just going to add on to that, the introductory of her at the at her hotel. She looked like she rolled out of bed and put on some earrings and just went to work.
I think she was born into class. She doesn't necessarily embody it.
Right. I would say the not so charming moment was when Ashley basically made fun of Catherine's hair. She called her Pippi, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, you want to apologize, but now you're being a you-know-what.
Yeah.
A bitch.
Yeah.
So I was just like, God, you're such a hypocrite and cuckoo. Like, get out of here. Yeah, not so charming.
Not so charming.
But am I surprised? Are you surprised? No.
No, we're not surprised.
No.
Cristal, our CC Freak says, I hope Cristal does Eliza.
Oh,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We're teasing that. Shiznit, we are. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Pippi, Miss Pippi Longstocking. I kind of think she looked like Jessie, by the way, from Toy Story.
Oh my gosh,
right?
that's so good.
That's what I thought. But let's talk about Katherine, because Katherine's found love.
I know.
And with Hunter, a country musician from Nashville. What do we think about this?
Well, I was pleasantly surprised that they brought him on. I didn't know. I knew, like, through the news, like, she had found somebody. His name was Hunter.
We're going to see him next week, y'all. Not to interrupt, but that was in coming next week, so that's why you say bringing him on.
Exactly. So I was excited to see in the previews that they're going to be bringing him on, and so I'm looking forward to that. I didn't think they'd bring him in so early. You know,
I hope he's not being opportunistic.
Well, let's just hope he's not. I don't think he is. He doesn't look like it. He didn't see. You saw him at the party. He was just very, like, chill. I don't think
some guy is going to screw you over one day with pretty eyes, girl. You're going to fall in.
Probably. They're probably doing it to me right now.
No, I hope not. I hope not. But yeah, but he seems younger. And Susan, what do you think?
Well, I liked how they showed Katherine after meeting. Remember how she was when she met her guy in Miami, and she was gushing and glowing, and then she had that same reaction this time. I love that she's all in. Like she goes in. You know what? She's been burned, she's been hurt, but she loves hard, and I love that they show that. And I also love that. Even though she had the failed relationship at the beginning of the season, they also took a chance and like, okay, she wants us to bring him on, we're going to bring him on. Right. So I love that they're giving her an opportunity to show her real guy.
But let me ask you this. Did you notice, like, I don't know, I'm always worried when we're too gushy about someone. It's almost like you can't be your true, authentic self. If you didn't notice that, she kind of acts a little funny and kind of cutesy. And that worries me because then that makes me feel like, well, can you be yourself around that person? Oh. You know what I mean? Isn't that a concern?
Absolutely. But I think if you talk to a guy all night long, which remember she said the first night they met. Okay, it's two things. Her friend introduced them. And so we hope her friend knows her enough and knows him well enough.
It's like a good referral.
Yes, yeah.
True.
And then secondly, they talked all night.
True.
You can fake the first hour.
Right.
Hour and a half too.
Right.
All night. No, you're showing who you are. You're putting your cards on the table. You're talking about childhood experiences, you know. So I really feel like the foundation was good. Okay. No matter what happened after they talked all night, the foundation was there.
I just hope it'll change where like she gets to be her authentic self, talking about him and not be like what she thinks he wants.
Well, yes.
She's sort of a people pleaser in that department.
I think, she's working on it. It definitely seems like Katherine is, you're right, when she's all in. I think that's what we love about her, is that emotionally she doesn't tiptoe.
Right.
But, there is that, especially when you're caught up at first. I mean, heck, I remember talking to Stephanie Conway on my clear phone in my bedroom all night and thinking, this is it. I was wrong. So it's Stephanie Conway. She was way more wrong.
She was con.
She was
con.
So, but I'm saying though, you can get caught up in the moment. And so I hope, we know that they're still together now. And we know that, we found out through some news we talked about, but we also know that I believe he is sober as well.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Because remember, there was some news, we had it a couple of weeks ago where Katherine got into a little bit of trouble because he stayed the night with the kids were there and Thomas was on fit. And she was saying like he's a good influence for the kids. He's positive. He's sober. So that made me feel really, if I'm correct, y'all come at us in the group, but if that's true, that makes me feel really great, especially with all the weed lunch and all that. Do we have somebody that like supports Katherine? And when you're going through addiction, if you have somebody else who gets that as well, that's just, it's like a shorthand that you immediately have.
Right.
I like that.
I hope that.
I remember hearing that, but I just thought, by her saying that he wasn't drinking and that he was there and he's, good influence on the children, I thought maybe he just wasn't drinking. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that.
Wasn't the worst father in America. Whoa, come here, kids. Here on my knee. In the guest house. I don't understand. Y'all remember when Thomas had that freaking guest house?
Yes.
Right.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
There's something else that I did like, and I don't want to skip over it. Sorry. But Katherine and Danny, I love just seeing, because they had some bumps this season. So it was nice to see them having girl talk. It was cool, I think, of Katherine to be like, hey, like she checked in with Madison and Danny was kind of like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to talk to any of them. She seems, I don't think she'll.
I wouldn't have liked it if I were Danny and Katherine, and she's been there for Katherine, every step of the way. She's been Katherine's biggest supporter. She's stood by her, even when Katherine's wrong, she stood by her. And then she was like, well, I talked to Madison. And I understand where Katherine is coming from, but if I were Danny, I'd have an issue.
You would want your friend to be done.
I would not want my friend. I would want my friend to have loyalty to me and to not open the door to even hear what Madison had to say. Madison should have talked to Danny first.
What do you think? Do you think, would you?
I think Kat was in the right place. I believe that her reason to talk to Madison was to understand where that came from. And she did. She was trying to understand it. And she was calling, she basically told Madison like you're in the wrong, and she's trying to fix the situation. I don't think I'd be upset. I'd be more like, you need to watch, like, let's say I was Danny, I'd be like, you need to watch your back too. Like, don't trust her. And, you know, that kind of hurts my feelings maybe a little bit, but I don't think I would be that upset. I'd just be like, well, what did she say? Because it's good to have someone that's there to kind of like find out what's happening behind the scenes on your side, right?
No, and Katherine really, ever since like Katherine 2.0, she kind of minds her own business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the fact that she's putting herself out there probably shows how much she does care about Danny.
Right.
Like, she doesn't do that for anybody else. She's kind of like, whatever, your baggage.
But she made it about herself. She said, Madison and I kind of bonded, being young mothers.
It's true.
And, you know, we bonded on the trip. And so I feel like, she wanted to make the way clear so that she could continue her new friendship with Madison.
Maybe, but maybe we don't know something. Maybe,
I'm sure we don't.
Yeah, I feel like there's
because Madison's been not to interrupt, but
okay.
I want to say Madison's been around for a long time in this world.
Of course, and she may be Catherine's hairdresser
She
for all
has
we know.
no, she really has been,
Yeah.
but she's also like, she has been just a part of this world and friends with some of them for a long time anyway, before she came on the show. So maybe her and Katherine have a history. We don't know.
Right. So it's kind of like, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean by that too.
Because I don't think we know it all either.
No, we don't know it all. We don't know how long they've been friends. Yeah, and it's kind of like if Cameran were to say something bad about Danny, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're already friends. So it's, I don't know. I don't see anything really wrong. I just think that maybe, if anything, Kat can probably help facilitate that the mending of that relationship. Definitely Madison needs to apologize and come clean and do a bunch of other stuff just to make up for what she did to Danny. You know, I don't really care what she did to Shep, but
So
for
do
Danny,
you still feel the same way about Madison that we felt about her from like episode 1 of this season? Because I
want to ask y'all, because we have time. Y'all weren't here last week, and so I'm interested to see, like, because I think some people are still Team Madison, and I still like her. I really like her on this show because I like, honestly, kind of the drama she brings to it, and I think she has a cool vibe. I think she's super opportunistic. But what were y'all impressions of just the show last week and what Madison did? Like, what were your reactions to that? Because y'all weren't here to talk about it.
It was calculated. It was not, there's sometimes you say things in the heat of the moment and you're passionate and you're angry and you might say something afterwards. You're like, oh, I can't believe I said that. She thought about it. It was calculated. And she even threatened to say it. She goes, you don't want me to say. She goes, you don't want me to say what I know.
So she knew better and she did it.
So she knew better and she teased it and she did it anyway. And it was kind of like, oh, well, you pushed me. And it was something I think she was holding in her back pocket. But it's something that we've seen from her already. It's she told what Austin said about Chelsea to Chelsea. Remember, she doesn't have that thing where I'm going to be loyal to this person. I'm not going to say these things, even if I'm angry with them, even if they, had a threesome and I found out about it. There's certain things that you say to yourself, well, maybe this is still private. I don't think she has that filter.
She doesn't.
What'd you think?
I think she's still hurt about the situation of Danny not coming to her and kind of, obviously we saw what we saw, but we don't really know. It's hard because it seems like, obviously the hairdresser was the one that kind of like got into his DMs, Gentry, but it just...
Not from Gentry. He DM'd us, Shano, so not from his perspective.
Yeah, I'm
just playing devil's advocate.
No, totally. I don't feel like we know everything again, and so I can see why she did it. It totally was calculated. It was wrong. It was totally wrong. I don't condone that. I think that was like definitely she came for the jugular in that moment. She was just like, yeah, this is.
Is that one of the? One of my friends said this, and they said, and I was going to ask. They said that's probably the worst thing you could say to another woman. Do y'all feel that way too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like really talking about somebody's like sexual health and things like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think here's my thing. I think it's like, excuse me, Madison, because I'm removing myself from that right now. But I think it's like the lowest IQ, the lowest denominator. When you can't think of anything else, when you want to cut a woman very low, but you're not smart enough to go,
To a higher place.
So you just that's the thing that they'll do. They'll call women prostitutes, or they'll call women, like
White
hooker.
trash.
Yeah, they go low.
Yeah.
They and I think she involved her in that kind of disgusting, even though it came from a woman, misogynistic kind of insult.
She knew that if she brought this out, it was going to hurt people.
It's going to hurt people.
And that was wrong. And no matter, here's the thing, like, everybody's been hurt in their life before, but like, I don't think it's the equivalent. Like, let's say if Danny did something to her that was equivalent, then I'd be like, okay, well, I get it. But she took it to a whole nother level. Like, that was dirty. All I thought was like, that's so dirty. Like,
Okay.
because trust me, I know people, you know who you is, who have told me things and I don't talk to anymore, and I still will not spill that tea. But
Look at that.
But I could.
Cristal McLaughlin, the tea holder.
That's right.
All right, yes. We have a comment. I just want to shout out to Blank28 said, I stumbled across you guys at the start of this season, and I just wanted to say how much I love you guys so much. I now find myself watching your show before I watch the actual episode.
Oh, wow, that's
so
nice.
Thank you, Blank. Love from Australia. Oh, I should have read that I stumbled across you in the guise of the star. I can't do an Australian accent. I can't do it at all. But we thank you so much, and we love your comments. We obviously jump into the live chat. Be sure to leave your comments after the show. We respond to them. We listen to them. Also, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. If you listen to that, we read those as well. Maite is the one who usually shouts them out, so we're not prepared to do that because I forgot about it till right now. But next week, Maite will shout out your review in the Apple Podcast. And again, y'all, there's so much reality shows with Southern Charm New Orleans.
Oh, so good.
All of these are covered on AfterBuzz. So you just go to AfterBuzz TV and you subscribe to that reality button. I never remember where it is. It's one of those corners. You subscribe to that reality button, and then you can message. You can get the notifications the way you want. If you want them every day, if you want them every hour, if you want them like every month, you can set that. So that way you can be bugged when you want to be bugged. But we love doing this. Right before we started this show, Susan said, "Oh, I missed this. Like, we love this. We love you, all of you out there, and just thank you so much for making AfterBuzz the ESPN of TV.
Yeah,
we love it so much. So let's move on, and thank you again, Blank28. Oh, and Lily Sullivan. She agrees. She didn't care about Danny. She just said it, especially when she said, "Go smoke your menthols and get out of my face." That was some white.
That was good.
That was some trashy stuff. And I'm from white trash, so I can say it. I'm not classes like Shep.
And she told another secret. Like, we as the audience didn't know that Danny smoked, or did we know that? I didn't know that Danny smoked, but
she's smoking awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's jump into Austin and Madison and their wine dinner where they make up. Austin and they're going to make another stab at love. True. Do we think it's true love, Susan Pickney? Because I see you want to roll your eyes.
Yes. Oh, gosh. You know what? I said that Austin was more concerned about what his friends had to say, and that's why he broke up with her. And he confirmed that for me tonight.
Yeah.
He is smitten with her. He says he's in love. She says she's in love. And they both really do like each other. I don't know how deep it goes.
Sex?
They said that on the show. That's not an explicit, J-Lo.
No.
They said it on the show. Shep said it was deviant, but I'm like, don't knock it till you try it.
Oh.
I'm just saying, y'all. Yeah. We're sex positive here at AfterBuzz TV.
I don't believe it. I think Shep made that up. And you know why?
Who knows?
Because, first of all, it doesn't make sense. If you're going to write something in rose petals, that's not what most people are writing in rose petals. I feel like he just wanted to give Cameran something when she asked the question about, what do you know? What do you know? So he was like, oh, well, this happened. Maybe he knows something about their activity that led him to say that. However, I don't think the whole rose thing happened on Valentine's Day. I think he made it up.
Of course.
It was Grandpa Shep. So I have some deviant details about their relationship. What is it? He kissed her on the second date. Like, oh my God. I mean, come on, Shep. Come on, gosh. I mean, golly. He's an idiot. So we're going to talk about Shep more later. Yeah, I don't know if... I was just saddened. Austin to me seems so pathetic. And I don't mean that in a mean, like, you're pathetic, but in a way of like, oh man, I just want you to have some like self-love for yourself.
Some pelicondas.
Yes, that you don't need your friends, or you don't need a girlfriend or your parents. Like, you don't need someone's approval to be your own human.
Preach.
And he is so, you can tell he's so thirsty for that. And like when she's like, Madison, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And he said, you do? And I'm like, she just said, I love you too. Like, what? Oh no, he said, do you? That's what he said. Do you?
And then he said, I want everybody to get quiet.
Yeah,
So
it was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was, again, it goes back to the first, you know, it all, remember, oh my gosh, I just had an Oprah, remember at the first of the season when they were together and we were all like, it just feels weird. It feels fake. Right. It feels forced, because it makes so much sense now, because I don't think Madison is one bit in love with him at all. I think Madison wants a hairline in a year. Like, that's what I want. I think she's in this show to, like, she's got a kid. She's like, how do I bring the money, honey? You know? And I got that Instagram message. Remember, it was before all this stuff went down. It was when she was calling out Shep, and we were all like, Team Madison, we love her. And remember, I messaged her and I was like, we love you on our show. And she's like, thanks. And I said, are they going to put you on next season? And she was like, if the price is right. So I think that's what she's thinking about.
Oh, 100%. I think that he's in love with the idea of her. And I think that he likes that she's sort of deviant and like a bad girl. Why do you think he liked Chelsea? I mean, same thing, right? She's kind of like, she goes against the grain. And I guess because he doesn't have the pelicondas and they do, that's what he likes, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't really think Madison is into him. I think like you said, I think she's using him for sure.
Well, you know what? So I'm going to go back and say maybe Austin's wanting his approval from his friends is based on wanting to be on the show. Austin was brought on the show as well. Remember, Austin came on as...
Maybe, but years ago. Like, he's so much a part of the cast now. Oh, but I see where, like, it's just a pattern that's set up.
So if he's not friends with them and nobody wants to tape with him and nobody wants to have him on, like, because Shep basically said he was done.
He's done, yeah.
Yeah, so I
was going to talk about that. Perfect segue, Susan Pickney.
So I'm saying, if he needs these guys to continue on with the show...
Well, I mean, CC Freaks...
He's weighing the relationship.
Yeah. CC Freak says Austin needs validation. I think he just needs to be validated all the time. All the time. It's like, do you like my beer? Do you like my beer? Dude, if you like your beer, sell your beer. Right. Yeah, but like you said, Shep is done. Shep is just like, it's like a, quote, nuclear winter with him. And also was like, what's that? But so he is totally done. Do you think they're going to bro it out, or do you think...
I think so.
When they break up, I think that he's going to hold out until they're broken up.
Are they together now in real life? I don't know. It
doesn't seem like it. I mean, I haven't seen any pictures.
I feel like they take some pictures, but they don't seem together.
And even in the, like on the Bravo after show kind of thing online, the little segments that they have, it's always Austin and Shep taping together. So I don't think so.
I don't know if he'd stop talking to him. I think he's trying to prove a point. Shep is trying to prove a point. He's throwing his little baby tantrum.
It's true. And if Austin comes back licking his wounds, Shep will definitely take him back, because that makes him feel more superior.
Of course. So he's playing the game. He's playing the game. He's pouting, for sure.
For sure. Well, even Chelsea's done with Madison. She's like, I'm not opening up a hair salon with that bitch.
No, she shouldn't.
Which is smart.
She's emotionally unstable.
Right.
What was it? Yeah.
She is proving to be. Like,
people show you who they are when you first meet them.
Yes.
Right? Is that Maya Angelou? I think it is. Who said that? Believe them.
Yes. Yeah.
Believe her.
It's true. You can't open up a place with somebody who's like a rocket, you know?
Yeah.
She's from 0 to 60, like, really quick.
Does anybody else think Chelsea's dad's kind of hot?
I like their relationship, and I
mean, he's just like got a swag. He's just so cute.
I don't know about that, but
I couldn't co-sign
Okay.
the cute thing, but I like their relationship.
All right.
All
J-Lo,
right.
can you just cue some crickets in there? Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Now, let's talk about some Eliza and Ashley. Eliza, she's going to have this party, but she decides she wants Ashley to come over and just kind of talk things out, which, first of all, I never realized. Did you? Ashley kind of like JD. Ashley says something and then laughs at her own jokes, like, hey, pretend I have long hair. I need to get an Ashley wig. And she's like, hey, do you need me to work here? I mean, it's not the same, but you notice that she does that?
Right.
I love it though. That's her one redeeming quality in my
Like
it's
one.
the self-deprecation, but really it isn't. Yeah.
Right.
But how do we feel about seeing Ashley and Eliza together? They're trying to. Eliza's not happy.
Well, she's.
Oh God.
I think Eliza just came in. I'm sorry. Did she just walk in?
I'm sorry, y'all. This is breaking AfterBuzz news. We have Eliza, de Chaton, Lazade, Babade Boop, Limehouse in the studio.
Is this working? Is this working? She upset me. That's all.
Eliza, how did you feel about your meeting with Ashley?
I'm thoroughly upset.
All right.
I'm angry.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I just put myself out there for her, and she was supposed to like get herself in a good place with these people, and she didn't. And now it's like, I mean, for Christ's sake, Peter, he was forgiven 7 times, and so I guess she's got 6 more times to go.
Are we in the Twilight Zone?
I'm like, Eliza, girl, if you don't know a Bible verse good enough to say it without your phone, don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it. No. I mean, yeah, but
she looked like a little girl to me today,
Yeah,
and I
she did.
can't go in on her because she looks so young, especially after she came out. I guess she had a shower after the fox hunt. She looked like a baby.
I don't dislike Eliza, actually.
No.
I think Eliza's fine. I think she's just, I don't think she's not very integral to the plot of this show.
Very bright.
She's not the smartest. People are dying in the chat. CC Freak's just like crying. And just said Cristal. But yeah, she did have a fox hunt with no foxes. Ashley tries to again, I love the editor did a great job when she's like, so yeah, I talked to Naomi, and yeah, I feel like, and I told her, I was like, do you think I could ever talk to Katherine again? And then it cuts to Naomi being like, no,
Right.
no. And then it cuts back to Ashley saying like, I think I got a crack there. I think the walls are opening up. I'm like, what are you smoking? What are you smoking?
Well, I think me and her, we've been smoking, I believe what it's called, marijuana.
Yeah, no shit.
Can I just say something really quickly?
Yes, Eliza.
My aunt, she created this fox group, okay? And we're all hunters. We've been hunting fake fox for many centuries. And you can't see it now, but I'm wearing a pink coat. It's actually pink. And I just have to tell you, we like to hoe around. We like to folly hoers. We're folly hoers, and what we like to do is we like to chase these fake fox with our alcoholic beverages, and we like to hoe around on our hoers. And just so you know, excuse me, I'm talking. The huntsmen, they chase the dogs. Oh, I'm sorry, the dogs. It's not right to call the dogs that. It's rude. Excuse me for saying that. The huntsmen do follow the hounds, and then the hounds follow the fox, and the fox follow the men.
And that's how you do a fox hunt.
And that's how you do a fox hunt.
There you go.
And hold on, I've got to get my scent. And here we go. There's the scent. There it is.
Y'all, don't think Eliza ever reads the real news, y'all. She just sits in her own world. I'm gonna come back. So let's go to the fox hunt now. I think basically it almost, normally you would think this would be the highlight of the show, but like Ashley and Katherine talked, and who cares? Because I feel like I care because Katherine was a class act, but I don't care about Ashley anymore. Do y'all?
No, not at all.
Is that a fake fox?
Yeah. So Eliza and Ashley, the one thing they do have in common is their alternate universe that they live in.
Yes.
So, but Ashley is just not all there.
She's just not all there.
Yeah.
She's just not all there.
She's a fox.
Yeah. She's a fox in a bitch clothing. All right. So anything else about the show before we jump on to news? Because I know we have a lot of news today. But Eliza, is that okay? I think we're done with you now. For now.
Well, what happened between her and Katherine?
Between Katherine and Ashley? I mean, nothing. I mean,
Right,
Katherine
yeah.
was a class act.
But Peter, he was forgiven 6 times.
Hey, Ashley, I think there's a doobie truck outside with some really good...
Okay, good, bye.
Cristal McLaughlin, everybody. Cristal McLaughlin.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love when Eliza comes to
Oh,
visit.
man. Yeah. So that's basically that. Katherine and Ashley. I mean, Katherine, class act. She handled it well. And good question for Katherine, the way she was like, so when did you come to this conclusion and
Yeah,
all this
it's
kind of
so
stuff?
good.
So smart. I mean, talk about, that was like a Michelle Obama when they go low, we go high
Right.
moment.
Yeah. She dismissed her by saying she accepted her apology
Yeah.
that she really didn't accept.
She didn't even need it.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
So, and on that note, let's jump to something we do need, y'all. We need some AfterBuzz news.
Woo, news.
All right, sugars. First, we're gonna J-Lo, if you want to bring up that first picture for that 1.1, we are gonna be talking about, y'all, Shep. Oh wait, no, we're talking about Eliza. Y'all, I have sad news. Eliza's not dating Dawn anymore.
Oh.
They apparently have broken up since the show, which I love Dawn. Dawn skiing down a hill. Can Dawn be a permanent cast member on this show?
Dawn,
And I know this because Eliza Devereaux Limehouse posted some pictures on Instagram, and people thought Eliza got married, but actually she wasn't. She was modeling for a shoot with a friend, and lo and behold, after the shoot, they got reacquainted, and this is her new boyfriend, and he is hot, y'all.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he is hot. So be sure to jump onto Eliza's Instagram and you can find out what is going on with her and Hottie McHottie.
Okay.
All right. And now we're talking about Shep. If a lot of you don't know, if you've been under a Southern charm rock, Shep is really, for lack of a better word, as my grandma Hazel used to say, showing his ass.
Yes.
And apparently Shep was drunk, shocker, and he was talking to a homeless woman on the street, and he proceeded to kind of have this interaction and make fun of her, and he wanted to record it on his Instagram. So let's take a look at that.
It's coming, people.
Yeah, here it is.
Look at me. Nice cans. Look at me. Nice cans. I mean, the cans you have. Yeah, Kansas City. Cans.
So just to describe real quick for our podcast, I get sick to my stomach every time I see that. So there's this person who is a homeless woman who is collecting all these cans to make money, and so she has this, I guess, a shopping cart full of cans, and Shep is saying, "Oh, nice cans," obviously alluding to her boobs, and you see the person crouched down on the ground going, no, stop it, hiding their face, they don't want to be recorded, and then you just heard kind of what Shep was going on. Well, apparently somebody came after Shep on Instagram, and I have to pull this up because I forget, I can't read it very well because, I'm 40 now and I can't read my things, but came after Shep on Instagram, and Shep's response to that was not very southernly, shall I say. He said, if I have this little picture right here, I know I have it. Just bear with me. Sorry. Okay, here it is. Somebody said, "Oh, come on, Shep, not cool, not funny," and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, ha," and then he said, "F," and with 12 U's, "F that, you in the East Village with your 49,000 cans. I will exploit you like my life depended on it. Please don't DM me again with your fake sympathy." So that was his response to that. Well, apparently there was this uproar. I think people were tweeting Andy Cohen, tweeting Bravo. And then, so now Shep offered an apology. I think there's one more picture, a Twitter picture. Yeah. Shep offered an apology where he said on Twitter, "I know some of you were upset about the video from Sunday." Sorry, we got a little bug here. I'm just getting rid of it on AfterBuzz. I just saved a life. Anyway, Shep said, "I know some of people were upset about the video from Sunday night. It was a stupid joke and a bad idea all around. Also a bit out of context. I spent a few minutes with her talking and telling jokes. She laughed a little, but yeah, it wasn't cool or funny. Mea culpa." By the way, mea culpa does not mean I'm sorry. Like, he hasn't even said I'm sorry. And going off of that, this is some more tea. I messaged Danny on Instagram and I said, "Dude, is Shep on drugs or something? What is going on?" And Danny responded and said, "Man, I hate seeing this. He really is a good person, but I have no words. The guys with all this insane partying is clearly masking something deeper." And one more thing, I don't know if you know, speaking of shade, we have an Instagram story from Madison LaCroix. And yeah, if you could blow that up, J-Lo. And Madison, the same day that this broke out and Shep posted, and he was getting back down, he posted an apology. She posted a picture of somebody who was homeless and said, "Support your veterans and the less fortunate."
That's nice. And it was
nice, but that's
obviously
some
direct shade, but
That
it's
was
still
shade.
nice. Yeah.
So that's what happened. Obviously, we can go into kind of how sick Shep is, but it's like, what? We were all tweeting or texting about it, and how did you both feel seeing that?
I was disgusted. I knew he was a low human being sometimes, but that takes it to a whole nother level. I don't have anything to say. It's that bad.
I feel like his fake apology made it worse because he basically verified what you can tell from watching the video. She was already in a crouching position. She was already hiding her face. She was already in the defensive mode. And she said, basically, "Stop, leave me alone, leave me alone." And he said we had been joking before that, and she laughed a little, whatever. So he had been harassing her long before he pulled out his phone and videoed her. So his apology made it worse by saying, "You know what? We had already been there harassing her."
Right.
And can we say this woman was not stealing? She was not, pickpocketing, robbing people, doing anything illicit for money. She was collecting cans. That's honorable and noble. Yeah. And she was collecting cans and had a whole bunch of them, actually. Yeah. She was collecting cans to make money to, for whatever she needs, her personal hygiene products, whatever, who knows, whatever to eat. It was an honest living. Yeah. In the situation she was in life, she was making an honest living, and he can't understand that. As a matter of fact, can he not understand that? He thought it was funny. Funny enough to post.
I just feel like I keep saying
Preach,
this.
girl.
Is
Preach.
this like when they made the horrible Star Wars movie to show you where Darth Vader started? Is this like with the beginnings of a Thomas Ravenel?
Wow.
That makes you wonder that.
It does. Wow. That kind of went through my mind when I...
Well, moving on to hopefully a better topic, we have our top three from Miss Susan Pickney. What are our top three this week?
Okay, so we're just going to lighten the mood because that Shep video was just horrific. Lightening the mood this week, top three costumey moments. So we know that Southern Charm has, Southern outfits and different things you wear to different places. However, I think they took it full costume on a couple occasions. So we'll start with our number three, Auntie as the fox with her fox fur coat.
I mean, I was with Katherine. I hope my hair is that orange red. I want to be her.
Right.
Nina loved her.
Our number two, Catherine's fox hunt costume. Now, you did you call her from Toy Story? Who'd you say?
Jessie. Yeah,
you called her Jessie from Toy Story. For me, I thought Annie Get Your Gun when I first saw her. But then she explained it as her Beyonce formation outfit, and I was like, oh my god, it is literally a Beyonce formation outfit that I didn't see at first. But yeah, definitely costumey. Yes. And our final, we're going back to Katherine, her confessional Kim Possible outfit.
Right.
So she went full on Kim Possible,
She did.
and I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either.
Right.
I'm not mad at it at all. All right, we're going to do some predictions. I just want to shout out real
Your
quick.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yes, put your predictions in the chat. I just want to thank Karen Rodriguez. She is totally with us on Shep. She's like, exactly. She's talking about Shep is the Shep. Before I even said this, Lily Sullivan said prediction: Shep is the next T-Rav. Karen Rodriguez said, "You're so right." So I didn't even read that, y'all. So we're just in sync.
That's right.
Also, people are super excited. And Karen Rodriguez said he can't understand. He's a spoiled rich kid. Karen Rodriguez also says, "Love you, Susie." Yay! CC Freak says, "I hate the season." Oh, we hate the season finale is next week as well. We didn't. There was so much news today, and I was going to include it, but I didn't because Karen's asking. I did see some of the reunion looks. So if y'all have not seen the reunion looks. Talk about Katherine looks flawless. Danny's wearing this amazing black and white pant outfit. It's beautiful. And then Chelsea kind of looks like 90s prom. But anyway, take a look at it. I highly recommend you to go see those. And so, but real quick, y'all, after those predictions, what do you think for next week? The finale.
It's going to be so good. I love that they're bringing the two girls from the threesome video to Patricia's party. Oh,
yes.
that's going to be
get
Yes. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait for that too.
Wow,
I can't.
Austin's such a douche.
Right.
Or Shep.
Shep. And then I believe, I don't know, I just feel like definitely Ashley's going to get kicked out and maybe, I don't know, we're going to see something with having to do with like pressing charges. I think they kind of showed something like that. So I guess
What we've been seeing her talking and tweeting about a little like that actually.
We're going to actually see something like maybe she has some solid something to bring to the table. You know what I mean?
You know what I hope we see? I know this might not be plot point, but well, first of all, we're going to see Cameron's husband. That's
nice.
going to happen.
Yeah.
I saw him get up. But I just want a good Patricia one-liner. We haven't had that in
In
like
a
3
while.
episodes.
Yeah.
So I am so excited that we're going to have the queen, Grand Dame, Patricia Altschul.
Right.
So you guys, let us know what your predictions are in the comments of the YouTube video. We thank you so much for tuning into AfterBuzz. We love the show. We love you. And everybody tell them where they can find you.
Susan Pickney, SUZQ 90210.
And I'm Cristal McLaughlin. You can find me on all social media at Cristal823 with an I.
Yes, and 90210 premiered this week.
I know.
Are you excited? Oh, we're going to have to watch. And we'll take it out. I'm Matt Marr. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Matt Marr, 2 T's, 2 R's. Next week, I think the gang's all here. My tape's going to be back, so be sure to watch that finale. It's going to be so good. We love y'all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.